What is up, guys? CaterPTCG here today. I'm doing a deck profile of the most hyped deck out of Lost Thunder format, and that is, by far, in my opinion, Lost March. This is a deck that a lot of people have been talking about, a lot of people are hyping. I'm always pretty skeptical about decks that first come out. I was a huge Night March player, still am, still think the archetype of Night March is probably my favorite deck. Actually, definitely my favorite deck of all time. And it's really the first deck that sort of brought me into playing competitively. And this is a lot like Night March. And that said, and this isn't because it's not like the original, it's just because it's not good. I don't think it's good. Not because it's a ripoff of Night March. It's actually not that similar. And playstyle, it's not at all. It's just, I don't think it's as good. By far. It's not that good. I'm ranting a lot, and my phone's ringing, and it's very obnoxious. I apologize for that. So for Hoppip, you want to play this Hoppip because it has 40 HP. Even though the other one's attack is way better, it has 30 HP, which means that Buzzwole Sledgehammer and Buzzwole Jet Punch can wreck it. So you want to use this Hoppip instead. For Skiploom, even though it's a stage 2, you do not want to play Rare Candy at all. Skiploom has the ability Flower Bridge. I don't know what it's called in English, but Flower Bridge. Switch with, basically you switch your deck for a Jumpluff, switch it with Skiploom, and put the Skiploom and all cards attached to it into the Lost Zone. So that includes Skiploom, that includes Hoppip, that includes an energy if it was on it. Which you really wouldn't want to attach an energy on it. So that puts 2 cards into the Lost Zone. 2 Pokemon. Then we have Jumpluff, which is our main attacker, 70 HP, so this can get knocked out very easily. True to the Night March archetype, it does for 1 grass energy 20 times the number of non-Prism Star Pokemon in your Lost Zone. So, with just 1, this is doing 40 damage for a grass energy, which isn't too bad. If you have 2 Jumpluffs in play, that means you're doing 80 damage. If you use Trumbeaks, that's like 120 or so. So it adds up. It's not gonna one-shot very many things, which is, I think, the main problem with it. That and the inconsistency. But that broke. I do think it's a pretty cool concept. Then we have 4 Trumbeak. This is another Pokemon that's very important to the deck. I also really like the art on this. I don't really know why. It just looks pretty cool to me. Has the ability, in Japanese at least, called Mountain Fairy. If it's in your hand, you put it into the Lost Zone, and then you look at the opponent's top deck, and if it's a supporter, put it in their Lost Zone. So that's actually pretty darn good. There's Natu or Zatu, I can never remember. I think it's Natu, which has the same Lost March attack as Jumpluff, except it's a DCE instead of a Grass Energy. Otherwise, it's the same. In many ways, this is better because Psychic Weakness is a lot more relevant than Grass weaknesses, so I think this is better. Oranguru, just for the ability Instruct to get cards that you need. Pretty awesome ability. Alolan Vulpix to get 2 Pokemon, any 2 Pokemon. This is especially good for getting Trumbeak, actually. That's what I've found myself using for it. 2 Leles just to get supporters. 3 is too many. I would say 1 or 2. You could take out 1 Lele for a baby Marshadow, and that's actually pretty good. So that's something that you could do. For Cynthia to my brain just died. To shuffle your hand and then draw 6. That's what it is. For Elm's Lecture, this is sort of like Bridget, but it's a little bit worse in my opinion. You put 3, up to 3, 60 HP or less Pokemon into your hand, and they do not have to be basic, which means you can put, what's the middle evolution called? Skiploom into your hand. And then 2 Guzma, which I don't really like about this deck. I think it should play 3. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a list, I think it won seniors in Japan or something like that. This is a list that has done well somewhere, I think. I'm not entirely sure where. I believe it's like a seniors winning list. I'm not sure though. For Lost Mixer, they translated it to Lost Blender, which I don't know why, but I feel like that sounds worse. Even though it is a blender, I like Mixer better. But basically, you put 2 cards from your hand in the Lost Zone and draw 1. It's a decent draw engine. It's actually a pretty bad draw engine, but it gets the Pokemon that you need into the Lost Zone, especially like Lele and stuff. The Lost Zone, so it's not too bad. For Ultra Ball, this is to get all your Pokemon out. Deck is pretty tight, so discarding here can sometimes be tough. But it's not too. Once you play the deck, it's not too bad. For Netball, this is actually really good in this deck. You can get a basic Grass Pokemon or a basic Grass Energy, which I really like the Energy feature because this deck doesn't play that many energies, so getting energies is really nice. To Timer Ball, I know normally Great Ball is better, but because you mainly want to get your evolution Pokemon out, and you're using Netball, I think Timer Ball is a little bit better. You can get your Trumbeak out, you can get Jumpluff, you can get Skiploom. I feel like Timer Ball is better than Great Ball, especially when you're only playing 2. I feel like Great Ball, you kind of need to have a bigger amount to be able to successfully use it more. That's not really mathematically true, but it feels like that. 2 Rescue Stretcher, because you want to put your Pokemon that are dead back in your hand. It's kind of tough, because once you lose your Pokemon, they're in the Lost Zone. But Natu, you can get back Natu. That's really the best thing to get back. 2 Counter Catcher, because you're often behind on prizes, especially if you're start Vulpix. You want that to be knocked out before you do anything else. Even if that means you just beacon for Trumbeaks every turn. So you can Counter Catcher up something and kill it, hopefully. Just a pretty nice card in general. 2 Choice Band, just to increase your damage output. Like I said, it's actually pretty weak. But with Choice Band, I think it gets a lot better. And then, did I mess up the list? I didn't. Yay. Okay. 4 Grass Energy to use Lost March on Jumpluff, and then 3 DCE to use Lost March on Natu. I think if I were to make changes, I would probably drop the counter catchers for a Guzma and a Super Boost. This is, I think, the only list that has done well so far that hasn't played Super Boost. I don't think Shuckle's going to be that big here, just because Malamar and Ray, and even Zoroark to a point, kind of just crush it. So I honestly don't think it's going to matter. But, leave a like and subscribe to CatterPTCG for more competitive Pokemon deck profiles. I'm doing a lot of Lost Thunder stuff right now. I'm a little late to the party, but, hopefully I can get out some good content to make up for that. I'm also doing some other things like pack openings, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!